morning.
Good afternoon.
Please take your seat, Siddharth.
Thank you, sir.
You are from Delhi or you are from Azamgarh?
I am from Azamgarh, sir.
You are from Azamgarh.
Yes, sir.
Presently stationed in Delhi.
Yes,
Okay. Azamgarh is quite famous. Why so?
So it has historical significance. During the 1857 revolt, Babu Kunwar Singh was located in Azamgarh.
Babu Kunwar Singh?
Yes, sir. He was the Jamidar of Haria. He was a notable freedom fighter of the 1857 revolt.
Any other?
And sir,
Are you correct? They have not from the ground. The Bishpur. In under Dumrao district, under Bhojpur district, Babu Kunwar Singh.
he was from there, sir. During the 1857 revolt, he was stationed there. He died in Azamgarh, fighting the British forces.
But he was not from Azamgarh, he was from Jagdishpur. Anyway.
Azamgarh has also produced, sir, eminent literary personalities like Rahul Sankrityayan, Pandit Ajodhya Prasad Hariod, and Shibli Nomani as well, sir. It is also a school of rationalist theology of Shibli Nomani. It has the Darul Munasaf in the House of Writers. And it has also produced notable political people.
Recently, of course, it is slightly coming in news because of the wrong regions. Why so?
So in the early 2000s, a module of Indian Mujahideen was found there. Some notable gangsters like Abu Salim have their maternal home there. So for that reason, it was associated with gangsters and crimes. But it is a false perception created more by the media rather than the true reality of Azamgarh.
Okay. That false perception, you spoke of false perception in the media. There is a serial Jamtara on the OTT platform. Have you seen that serial Jamtara?
I have not seen it, but I know about the basic premise of the serial.
What is it?
About technical crimes, mobile-related crimes committed by a district in Jharkhand, in which a notorious organized crime syndicate operates, which do cyber crimes, cyber frauds with people.
What is it a reality otherwise in the country now? Is it a reality or it is just a serial, not connected to reality?
So it is visible that in some parts of the country, organized crime syndicates are proliferating and they have developed a modus operandi. The Jamtara district of Jharkhand, various reports in the Indian Express and the Hindu tell about that they have become the center of cyber fraud, as such districts in Haryana have become of organized crime.
Is there any district in UP also which is involved in this type of organized crime?
So Azamgarh itself was a center of organized crime during the 2000s.
It is no longer there now.
Now the situation has improved a lot, sir.
But it is still there or it is no longer there. You were a student of history. You did BA Honours in 2018. What are you doing after that?
Sir, after that I was preparing for the civil service examination. I have been selected as an assistant commandant in CISF and I am also pursuing law from the Central Law College. But since I have been selected as an assistant commandant, I have not taken classes yet.
So you have joined as assistant commandant?
No, sir. The appointment letters have not been issued till date by these.
Okay. Now, you have been appearing for Combined Defence Services. You have been appearing for the Central Armed Police Forces. You are also appearing for civil services. What do you actually want to do?
Sir, I actually want to do services to the people. I want to gain a wide area of work where I can work for the people, when I can work at the cutting edge of public interface between the people and administration.
And the best thing to work for the people is NGO. Join an NGO, work for the people at the ground level. That is the best thing to do. If you really work for the people. None of us work for the people.
Sir, in my opinion, an administrator, particularly in Purvanchal area, can do a lot of things. Second of all, sir, it is also about career prospects. The civil services opens and avenues for a large number of things, for further studies, better career prospects, and for working for the
Recently, an IS officer wrote an article, IS has failed the nation. What do you think about it? Is it true or is it wrong? An IS officer writing, a senior IS officer writing, Subbu Rao writing about this, IS has failed the nation. What do you think about it?
So after independence, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel continued the All India services for the remarkable need of maintaining unity and integrity of the nation.
Why do you say Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel continued these services? Why do you say this sentence? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel continued these services. Is it Mr. Patel who took that decision?
No, sir, but
Hmm.
I believe he was the leading figure who vouched for the civil services for their continuance.
Hmm.
He is also considered the patron of the All India services.
He is not considered patron. Why is he patron of the All India Service?
By some people, sir.
Acha. Okay.
So
Okay.
his rationale for the continuance of the All India services was to maintain the unity and integrity of the nation, to promote development. As far as containing the unity and integrity
You have gone astray from the question. I started with the ISS failed the nation. Somebody has written that article. Why? Do you agree or do you disagree with that?
I do not agree with that question.
Why? Give me two reasons that as to why you don't disagree with this article.
First of all, sir, because India was born in peculiar circumstances which threatened the unity and integrity of the nation. The IS has secured in maintaining that, in maintaining the basic structure of the constitution and federalism. And second of all, sir, the IS has...
Has IS done it, or the political executive done it, or the armed forces, everybody else has done it? IS, what is the role of the IS in securing the unity and integrity of the country?
So the administrative structure of the union with the DM as the linchpin. The administrative structure of the country has the DM as the linchpin. And the DM or the IES has done a remarkable job. The All India services have done a job in that. The states and the union have a combined bureaucracy, a combined pool of bureaucrats, which provides an avenue for cooperative federalism between the same. Thirdly, sir, the people of this country, they see the IS as an avenue of social mobility. People from the Tamil Nadu, people from the Northeast, people from Central India, from everywhere, they see the IS as the IS, the IPS, the Central Civil Service as an avenue where they can serve the nation. So that purpose has been served by the civil service.
You use the word cooperative federalism. It is nowhere used in the constitution. What is cooperative federalism, according to you?
So cooperative federalism is a term coined by Granville Austin. It means that the union as well as the states would work as a team rather than being conflicting or being a competitive in nature. They would work as in their own jurisdiction, but also support each other, like they would hold each other's hand in their development process.
Give me an example of cooperative federalism. Recently, some example of cooperative federalism.
Sir, the goods and services tax that was initiated in India and the GST Council, they are a shining example of cooperative federalism in India, in which the states and the union come together and lay down the rates and how they are to be implemented in India of various goods and services tax.
Sir,
you mentioned about Indian Mujahideen. What do you know about Indian Mujahideen?
To the extent of my knowledge, the Student Islamic Movement of India, SIMI, and Indian Mujahideen emerged as an organized terror group with the aim of creating an Islamic state in India. They wanted to make India an Islamic state, so they also carried out some attacks in India.
Can you name a couple of attacks perpetuated by Indian Mujahideen?
So, sorry, sir, I am unable to recall.
And who was the leader of Indian Mujahideen who belonged to Azamgarh? Shibli. Shibli is the place. Shibli College. Where is Shibli College? Is in Azamgarh, no?
Yes, sir.
Now, who was the leader who was killed in a very, very famous encounter? Because you have stayed in Delhi also. Have you heard about Batla House encounter?
So I've heard about Batla House encounter.
Huh?
Yes.
And the persons who were killed, they were all from Azamgarh. Are you aware?
No, sir.
Atif Amin, have you heard his name?
No, sir.
You have not heard.
Sir, I have not heard his name.
Okay. Now you are a student of history and staying in Delhi. There is a film called, I will just say a line from one of the iconic films of Devanand. Ulfat mein taaj bane, ulfat mein taaj chhoote. Now, there are two historical events associated with these two lines. Can you guess what are those events? Ulfat means love.
So one of the historical events could be the building of the Taj Mahal by
Yes,
Shah Jahan.
yes. And now,
He made it in
and the second one?
Siddharth. I could not catch that.
We are a student of history.
With Jahangir, he almost lost the crown.
Almost nahi, Taj chute. Anyway, it was in the British, the uncle of Queen Elizabeth, who married Wallis Simpson, and he abdicated the crown. So that was also Taj Chhut Gaya. And this is a famous song from Tere Ghar Ke Samne of Devanand. Now, it was on a lighter mode. I just wanted to ask you, because you are a history student. Now you tell me, you stay in Delhi. The Delhi government publicizes its health and education policy as their flagship programs. Can you tell me something about the education system in Delhi?
So the education policy of the Delhi government has been about enriching the curriculum. They have introduced the happiness curriculum, and they have introduced the patriotic nationalist curriculum as well. Second of all, sir, the education policy has been about improving the infrastructure of schools. All schools have been provided with state-of-the-art infrastructure such as the seating arrangements, etc. Third of all, sir, training of teachers have been improved. Teachers have been sent to Finland for training, and
That doesn't happen. Not that hasn't happened.
No, so what you are telling is factually correct. But what I want to ask you, whether the education in government schools in Delhi has improved or not. What is your take on that? What is your opinion?
You have talked of peripheral things in education.
objectively, sir, the passing percentage of government schools have improved. Second of all, as the Delhi government itself has let down, more number of students from government school are clearing the competitive exams such as IIT as well as NEET. But sir, there is a need for widespread reform in public education specifically, because the problems such as the pupil to teacher ratio as well.
No, I'm asking that you stay in Delhi and you told that these are the steps have been taken by the Delhi government. Do you feel, what is your opinion? Has it affected the quality of education of students who are studying in government schools?
Yes, sir. It has affected the quality. More number of students are passing, more number of students are doing examinations, but a lot more needs to be.
Okay, but has it also resulted in migration of students from private schools to government schools?
Yes, to some extent, sir, the Delhi government has shown some data regarding increase in enrollment, but after COVID, the scenario is changing again.
So what you mean to say that, yes, what Delhi government is telling, they have really done it on the ground, at the ground level. And what about the health system? They also say that they are very good in improving the health infrastructure. What do you know about that?
So they have improved the health infrastructure in the government hospitals. Medicines are supplied on time, and if any test, if one has to go for an MRI and it is not available, one can go to a private practitioner and show the government date that I could not have an MRI, and they are given that. Third of all, sir, the Mohalla clinic experiment has taken the government to the streets, but there are problems in the Mohalla clinic. But as far as the Delhi government funded hospitals are concerned, there have been some reforms in their work.
But the idea and concept of Mohalla clinic is good, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware how Mohalla clinic is functioning?
So, Mohalla clinic function within a specified Mohalla, they have their jurisdiction there, but there are problems in Mohalla clinic such as absence of infrastructure. The funds are not given to the workers of Mohalla clinic, as the Deputy Chief Minister has said in recent times. So there are various lacunas in Mohalla clinic, but the concept is good. It's very good.
Now coming to your current assignment, which you are likely to get, CISF. What is the full form of CISF?
It is the Central Industrial Security Force.
So is it only meant to guard the industry? Which industry?
So the Central Industrial Security Force was primarily tasked with guarding the PSUs, the public sector undertakings. But after the hijacking of plane 𝐒𝐢𝐲𝐝19, it was tasked with securing...
I see. You should be factually correct.
Sir, after the Kandahar hijacking,
814, not 8 to 9, what you mentioned.
IC814,
Huh.
the CISF was tasked with securing the airports as well as the.
No, but hijacking did not take place from India. From where it was hijacked? The flight was coming from which destination and it was to land at which place?
Sir, I am unable to recall that, but after the Kandahar hijacking, the CISF was tasked with protecting the airports of
That's
India
here.
as well.
But when you are telling about a hijacking incident, you should tell me that it originated from Kathmandu and it was on way to Delhi and mid-air it was hijacked. So, understand?
Yes, sir.
So, whenever you say something, you should know the background also.
Siddharth, your address is Narela, Delhi.
Yes, sir.
We often hear about Narela many times. The advertisement of DDA comes, but the flats are not taken up by the Delhiite residents. What are the problems associated with Narela and what has been recently done by the government of Delhi to improve that situation?
So one of the problems related to Narela is the transport arrangement. The Delhi metro is not there, so coming from Narela to central Delhi or proper Delhi takes a large amount of time. Second of all, sir, there is issue about affordable housing. Affordable housing are less, and the DDA flats, they are not being sold because of the higher prices that have been asked for them. Third of all, sir, in Narela there is also a problem regarding lack of development of rural areas. It is a suburb, but it has a large number of area in Narela is like a village, but they do not have proper amenities like hospitals as well as schools. Colleges are also absent there. The steps taken by the Delhi government to improve that have been increasing the number of buses to Narela. DMRC are also providing buses. There are also e-vehicles that have been provided to Narela. Second of all, sir, Mohalla clinic have been opened at 2 locations in Narela. As far as education is concerned, the Delhi government has improved the infrastructure of school, but a lot more needs to be done, sir.
Okay, you play football.
Yes, sir.
Which position do you play?
Sir, I play right wing forward.
Right wing forward. Okay, but tell me about the recent event in football, international event which took place.
So the FIFA World Cup was organized in Qatar.
Okay, which all teams were in the final?
Sir, Argentina and France.
Argentina. Who was the star player of Argentina?
Sir, Lionel Messi.
Acha, when did they last win World Cup?
Sir, Argentina. I do not remember the exact year. It was under Maradona that they won in 1970s.
Okay. Now tell me, you heard about Manrega, MNrega? Yeah, Manrega.
Yes, sir.
What is something, it was in news a few days back. What is Manrega and what improvement government was bringing out?
So MG Manrega is a Employment Guarantee Act. It was passed by the Parliament. Under it, 100 days of guaranteed employment is given to the rural poor. It is almost a universal scheme with the specific reservation for women, etc. Recently, Union government has asked for a lot reforms in Manrega, such as linking it with CPI, RL. It was linked with 2 of the inflation indicators previously.
Something to do with attendance?
Yes, sir. There has been reforms about digitally recording the attendance of the workers 2 times a day, which has caused also a reaction against it. Experts have opined against this scheme. Some experts have opined against this, as this may cause delay in payments without the digital recording of attendance.
What is your opinion on this? Whether it is a good step by the government or it should be withheld or some improvement is required in this step?
So digital recording of attendance plays a remarkable role in reducing corruption and leakages in government schemes. But at the same time, the nature of Manrega is such that some rural families depend on it as a source of their lives. So delay in payment can cause an issue, but gradually there must be a shift toward digital payment after proper rectification of the delayed payment issue.
Why delay in payment? If it is recorded digitally, then there will be no delay in payment. Because it is recorded digitally. Then there is no delay in payment.
So
if it is rather delay in payment will occur if it is physically recorded, then you will have to send the record or do everything. In digitally recorded, there will be less delay in payment.
So some experts are arguing that digital literacy.
Why? That is why. You haven't read their argument on this.
So they're arguing that digital literacy is low.
No, that is not the. What is the argument? What is the argument?
Sorry, sir, I'm unable to keep.
Argument is internet is not there. Internet is not available at many places where the work is happening.
Thank you, sir. I will read more about it.
Okay, now you heard about that incident which took place in 𝐒𝐢𝐲𝐝.
Yes, sir.
What do you know about it, and what is the reason for it?
So 𝐒𝐲𝐝 is witnessing land subsidence at a remarkably alarming pace. The significant portion of the towns are under threat of subsidence. The MC Mishra report has said that 𝐒𝐲𝐝 is not built over compact rock structure, but is rather built over landslide material, of earlier landslide material. So development activities should be restricted there. But due to developmental activities and other reasons, such as the Himalayas being tectonically active, 𝐒𝐲𝐝 is seeing alarming level of subsidence, which is threatening the lives and livelihood of people.
Okay, and what is land subsidence exactly? How it is caused?
So when the underground rock stature, there are issues associated with that, such as in 𝐒𝐲𝐝 there was an aquifer below the ground. When that aquifer leaked out, so
How it is leaked?
Sir, some experts say that in 2009 an NTPC underground boring led to some leakages in the underground aquifer, which drained out, and the underlying rock strata it collapsed. So it is leading to the rocks that are placed over them to significantly collapse as well, to subside.
Tell me about pollution in Delhi. Why it is so, and what are the steps taken by government to control it?
So Delhi is one of the most air polluted cities of the world. First of all, the entire cities in the Gangetic Plain are polluted because of stubble burning. It is the major cause. Second of all, sir, Delhi has a particular weather in which the air movement, the wind movement is very low in the winter months, as well as rainfall is very low. So the pollution that is here stucks up because of continentality. Third of all, sir, vehicular pollution contributes 25% to Delhi's pollution, and a large number of vehicles go in Delhi. Fourth issue is, sir, about industrial pollution from the NTPC plants which are located in Delhi. These are four major reasons for pollution.
Siddharth, you are from UP, and one of the biggest problems UP is facing is unemployment, right?
Yes, sir.
Give us a very specific bullet point answer to what are the reasons for unemployment in UP.
So first of all, lack of industrialization and investment. Second of all, lack of proper human capital development, particularly education and health. Third of all, malnutrition, etc., which leads to lower cognitive development and lower avenues of employment rather. Fourth of all, higher education institutions are minimal.
Okay, I was discussing this issue with a friend of mine who is from Kerala, and he told me that in your UP, unemployment is bound to be there. I said, why? He says, because your boys and girls cannot speak English. Their knowledge of English is poor. And today in the corporate world, but whether it's from MNCs or even in India, everybody wants English. What do you think about that? And the UP government has actually discouraged English in last 5 years and encouraged Hindi and Sanskrit. We all know that. What do you think about that?
Sir, English
Is this point correct, and to what extent?
Sir, English is the global language. It opens the field to employment in a large number of sectors such as computer science, etc.
So you agree with him?
To some extent, sir, this point is correct. In the technical field, in engineering and computer science, English is essential. But gradually, there is a process of regional literature, regional languages are also developing. And the
languages are developing, but more employment is coming out of that or not? That was the point.
At present, sir, the level of employment of regional language students is lower as compared to the
It's
English
low. So you agree basically with this. So when you go tomorrow as an officer, IAS officer there, what will you do? The state government is not in favor of English. You know it well.
So there should be balanced allocation of resources.
So you will reverse the situation.
No, sir. I would not reverse it. I would say there would be a balanced allocation.
Okay, I take you to another field then. You were an IAS officer in UP in a backward district of Eastern UP. When you join as a district magistrate and your boss tells you that Siddharth, I'm giving you two challenges only for the next 2-3 years, which are the basic problems of this district. One, low level of education levels in the school are poor, and dropout rates from schools is high. The children are not attending classes, they run away also from school. Two, the health of the children. So much so that even the midday meal in the school goes waste. How do you address this twin problem in your district? Not suggestions, but action.
So first of all would be to engage with the community leaders in the villages that the students live, and those whom they respect, such as religious guru. When they exhort them, there could be greater. Second of all, sir, education and indulgence in education is linked with employment and resources generation in the future. So
That's a subsequent thing. The small kids do not understand that.
so when their parents would see some positive example of students who have gone from their education structure and reached
Next.
higher position,
Good.
that would. Third of all, sir, the level of resources that are allocated to these things should be increased. If the midday meal quality is of exceptional quality, surely there would be greater demand for that. Surely students would come out to have that.
Only for the meal. They'll come to school only for the meal.
No, sir, but that would increase the demand for education.
All this is good, Siddharth, but don't you think that first you should try to find out the reasons for school dropouts? There could be many reasons. Maybe transportation, maybe it is so far, maybe the teachers are not there, which is a common problem there, isn't it? Okay. One last question. Little more on football. What was peculiar about the balls used in Qatar World Cup? There was something different. This type of balls were never used earlier.
So the balls had a sensor attached to them.
So, yeah, why sensor, and how did we monitor it? Say referees.
So the sensor attached to the ball led to easier offside. Offside could be
Offside rule. Okay, quickly tell us what is offside rule in football in brief.
The offside rule mandates that it is one of the halves. The player of this team that is scoring towards that goal should not be ahead of the last defender of the second team who is in his half. So
At what point of time?
When he is involved in the play.
Involved in the play is too vague. If you are the referee, you have to know something better than that. And if he receives a throw or a corner kick, would he still be offside or not?
Since the corner is the last point of that time, so that kind of offside, and the throw also offside rule is there is no offside rule in the throw.
Okay.
You can bet any.
History was your BA subjects and my favorites.
Yes.
Why history should be rewritten? You have to give 2 examples from medieval India and 2 examples from modern India. Just bullet points.
So history is a dialogue of present with the past. In the medieval India, some regional empires has not been given that much importance as they deserve, such as the Ahom kingdom. So to give proper historical analysis, they must be at the center stage. Second of all, sir,
Only that.
So there are also other empires.
Yes.
For example, the Ahom kingdom.
Southern India. Okay.
The second point, sir, is that the subaltern historiography in the medieval India is very low. Medieval Indian history is written as an history of the elite. So
Who are the subaltern historians of medieval India?
Sorry, sir, I am unable to recall major names.
No, history. Shahid Amin, that's Irfan Habib, Hiralal, many more. Okay. And then for modern India?
Same point in modern India, sir. Some of the major protagonists of the national movement have not been given those much importance, such as Sukumar Sen in the history textbooks, etc. So to balance that out, second of all, sir, the modern historiography of India has been impacted a lot by the colonial historiography and Marxist historiography. So some new developments such as environmental history, gender-related history, etc. also needs proper emphasis in the curriculum.
To be specific, I will say Quit India movement was the major setback for freedom struggle. And it gave rise to partition. Can you comment on that?
So I'm sorry, sir, the question is the Quit India movement.
Quit India movement, what we know that was a success story, it led to partition and delay in our freedom also.
The Quit India movement was
If you know, all right, otherwise we can skip. Because at that time when these people immediately imprisoned, League became very close to Britishers and expanded tremendously. Even Ambedkar was a part of, we can leave it now. In last 20 years, or 30 years, some foreign historians have been very, very popular and they have done a very original work. Can you name?
I know about Yuval Noah Harari, who wrote Homo sapiens and
No. Indian history. That is the word historian. Sapiens and
sorry sir, I don't know.
Dalrymple, the last Mughal, and one more. William Dalrymple, you must have heard of him.
Sir, I've heard it.
And later, one more, who wrote Freedom at Midnight.
Dominique Lapire.
And so why I am mentioning his name? He died only last month. Can you name his other books also?
Yes.
O Jerusalem, O Calcutta. Okay, last. Where is your father working? With media house?
Sir, he is working with a local UP-based media, national coverage.
No, that's correct. But what the name of newspaper?
National coverage.
Acha, national coverage. Okay. Just when we discuss Azamgarh, you forgot the name of Kafi Azmi. Kafi Azmi also?
Yes, sir.
Can you cite any of his lyric?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, thank you.